Welcome to the Coaches Show. I'm here with head coach and district athletic director of Dublin High School, Roger Holmes. Coach, coming off a victory over East Lawrence the other night, last Friday night, it was a tale of two halves. 13-0. They beat us in the first half, and I believe we jumped on them with 5 unanswered touchdowns, scored 37 points in the second half, and came out with a 37-13 drubbing of East Lawrence. Dontavius Cannon with a couple of touchdown runs. Trav Bostic with a sweet run around the end for a touchdown. Jeff Davis, Jamarcus Knight had a nice touchdown run. Jeff Davis, great job leading the offense after being injured the week before, coming back and be able to come in. Had a nice pass, 30 yards to Jamarcus Knight, I remember. A really sweet pass out there to Will Wallace for another 30 yards, where the east side was kind of biting on us a little bit. Great offensive second half for your Irish, but I think what led into that was a guy named Jalen Dardy.
Dardy had a great night. There's no doubt about it.
I believe 4.5 sacks and 4 tackles for loss for Jalen Dardy. Your ends played very well. I mean, I don't talk enough about the defensive side of the ball because I'm an offensive guy, but I've got to brag on Dardy and love it and your ends and what the heat they brought the second half.
Well, they did a good job. You know, when you talk about a tale of two halves, it's funny. I hear a lot of people saying, "Man, you must have went off on them at halftime. You did this. I'd like to have been in there and heard what." You know what? It wasn't like that at all. You know, the reality of it was we just failed to make some plays, and we made some of our own mistakes. Their opening drive, they took the ball, they went down and scored. Well, we've got them on 4th and long, and they get an incomplete pass, and we get a roughing the passer.
Right.
And, from looking at that one on film, the only thing I can think, and it's one of the things that we've coached our kids on, obviously, again, since we saw the film, they have the new rule in there where they call it an unprotected player. You know, a defensive back, if he's getting to the receiver at the same time the receiver's trying to catch the football and they end up with a big collision, but you as the defender don't try to wrap the guy up and take him down. If you just hit him, knock the heck out of him, the ball comes loose, but don't wrap him up, that is a penalty for hitting a defenseless player. I don't see from looking at the film any way that our young man could have pulled up. It was Will J. He had a pressure on and was within a step of him, but he didn't wrap him up. And they ended up getting a roughing the passer call, which was very similar. Now, we had a whole different crew. The crew was out of Atlanta.
Right.
Some areas, different
Probably
things
a good
are called
thing, too.
Different ways. And so that kept the drive alive. And then, like I told the players, we cost them their second touchdown. And,
we had a couple of fumbles that hurt us. And
just from the defensive play I'm talking about, our defensive coordinator, Joe Stubbs, had called for a pressure. We had a blitz called, but we also check into a different look when a team goes to an empty formation. Well, you never check out of the blitz.
Right.
One of our coaches on the headset saw the formation, didn't realize we were in the blitz, and hollered, check the front, and then I hollered, check the front, and we confused the secondary, and they didn't get lined up right, and we left a receiver running open. And, I told the players, that's not on y'all.
Right.
That's on us. We've got to own the things where we mess up because we expect and ask them to own up and to handle the things that they do well. From the offensive standpoint in the first half, we didn't get the ball for about the first 8 minutes because we fumbled a kickoff return. And when we got the ball, we moved the ball consistently down the field and had a turnover in the red zone. And that stopped.
Did that happen twice?
Drive. Well, it happened twice in the first half. So it was more about what we were doing to hurt ourselves maybe than what East Lawrence was doing to hurt us.
We shot ourselves in the foot, but I think the second half when we came out,
well, it didn't start the way we wanted it to.
Bennett Lake had a great kickoff.
Great kickoff return.
Ran it 50 yards back, ran over a kid. I mean, it really got the stands.
Gave us some excitement in the game, and then we turned around and fumbled the first snap of the second half. Now, that's where I think our young men deserve probably the most credit of all, is to not flinch,
right?
To not question, to not waver, to not point fingers at teammates. The rougher it got, the tighter they came together. And the second half was more like Dublin football, and I was proud that our young men had the mental toughness to deal with things when they weren't going their way. And it turned out to be a dominating win for us, especially in the second half, and that was good, you know, and because I truly believe that East Lawrence football team,
they brought some athletes.
They're skilled people, are very talented, and they're going to beat some people.
I think we knew going into this game, we talked last week about the potential threats they have.
Well, their nose tackle, and I'm sorry I don't remember his name, but his number's 78.
78.
We knew going in that young man could cause problems, and I think a couple of those center quarterback exchanges was a result of the talent and the effort that number 78 for East Lawrence plays with. So they deserve some credit. I think their kids came to play. The atmosphere was good. And, we're glad to be able to go in there and get a win. And I told, our players that you better appreciate any win that you get because they're not easy. They're not easy to come around with. So, all in all, a good night.
It was.
We came out of it healthy. We went into the game the other night on Monday. We're not even sure if Jeff Davis is going to be able to play. Bennett Lake had been out the week before.
Optim Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optim's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
It is almost hunting season, and that means it's time for you to already be shopping with Roach Farm and Garden. Everything you need for your feed plots, everything you need for your deer stands, everything you need, period, for the fall, you can get at Roach Farm and Garden. Salt licks, camo, trail cams, everything you need. Go check them out at Roach Farm and Garden at the River Bridge. Support your friends at Roach Farm and Garden as they support the Dublin Fighting Irish and our local community. Go Irish, and go to Roach Farm and Garden.
When you're part of a team, your loyalty is to each other, working together for the customer. Customer satisfaction is not a sometime thing, it's an all-time thing.
Turn it up, let's go, yes, sir.
You don't service vehicles right once in a while, you service them right all the time. So let's get out there and get these customers rolling. We love helping our customers as much as we love football, so let us be your team, Bubba's Tire Center.
It's football season, and just like your favorite team, Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan's success is built on our teamwork.
Here, Mr. Jones, here's your tune-up parts. Thank you.
Chevy or GMC, we've got your trucks.
I might not have been a great ball player back in the day, but one thing about it, Don sells cars pretty good here at Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan.
The best in high school sports coverage in the state of Georgia is known by one name, the GSHA All Access. Tune in right here weekly to stay current with player profiles, coaches' conversations, and what's happening in GHSA sports. The GHSA All Access. Right here. Presented by Powers Media Network.
Optim Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optim's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
And we're back. Coach, let's go through some highlights that we've got up here on the board of our East Lawrence game Friday night.
Yeah, this was their opening drive, and we brought a pressure, and there's Will Harris.
Will J.
Will J with a big sack. And I think, to be honest with you, that's this is where the next play they ended up scoring their touchdown, and Coach came with a pressure again, and we ended up checking out of it, and they ended up getting a score. Here we are again. We're using some pressure. We do a good job, and there's another big tackle right there for a loss. You know, we're getting better as a football team with our pressures and that type stuff. Here's one of the plays on our opening drive. We run a little option, get the thing pitched, and it doesn't seem like a whole lot to the people there, but that's something we worked real hard on last week. The game before, we didn't do a real good job on that block out on the perimeter. Did a lot better job this week. But that was drive ended up getting stalled with a turnover, and here we come again with a little bit of pressure. I think that might be, I'm having a hard time saying. It looks like that was Boogie.
Yep.
Jaden McCray making a big play for us. Here's another pressure again. I think this is Jalen Dardy. You know, it's hard from an offensive standpoint when you're sending 5 out in a route. And, you know, that hangs your quarterback out to dry a little bit. But the area we made the most improvements in was our pass rush lanes.
Really nice bull rush there.
When that athletic quarterback has you spread out, and he's getting some pressure on it right there. Thought this was a good job. We were in a little spy situation right here where we were trying to spy the quarterback on his scramble. We do a really good job there. Those are just some areas that people might not see on the course of a game, but things that you're working on real hard in practice, trying to get better with. And you know, pressure on a QB is hard sometimes for them to deal with. And what you're looking at here, you know, we're only rushing 3. They've got 5 to protect. And Darty does a great job of getting to the quarterback with another big sack. This play right here is just a play-action pass on first down. You know, their defensive backs, I think, led them in tackles the other night. And that's usually not a good thing, but when defensive backs are leading the team in tackles, but sometimes you go to sleep and you can give up a big play, and that's what happened here. This is Jamarcus Knight on a little misdirection. You know, a lot of times when teams are flying to the football, they can get beat a little bit with misdirection, and that's a big play for us, getting it down inside the red zone.
Jamarcus 10 yards for over 100 yards Friday night.
Yeah, Jamarcus had a good night. And here he is throwing a good block on a goal line situation, and that's Dontavius Cannon getting in the end zone. Extra point was good. We cut it 13-7. It wasn't on there, but a big play for us was a PAT block. Got his hand on it and kept them at 13. But here we go. We got a little play action pass again, and we hit Jamarcus Knight out on the flag route. He's wide open, a little bust in their coverage, and Jamarcus trying to make a big play. I think he ran out of gas right here. But giving us a good effort, turning it into a big play for us. And here is Trav Bostic getting outside for us on another little kind of misdirection play, and that's
Turns
just
that
speed.
jet on.
You know, that's one you look at as a defensive side of the football, and you say, well, we've got a guy unblocked in a position to make the tackle. But Trav had the speed to outrun him to the edge, and that gave us the lead, I think. Maybe for the first time, it's 14-13. Here comes the speed demon in. Bond, VJ Bond.
VJ Bond with another 50-something yards Friday night.
I think this coming Friday night we might be able to see VJ get a few more snaps. He's really starting to now get comfortable and understand more about the offense as a whole. So excited as just watching him improve every week. That was Dontavius Cannon again on another a touchdown run. We get great pressure right here. We bring in some edge pressure. Quarterback feels the heat, throws it up for grabs. We're in man coverage. Everybody's on their guy where they need to be, and we end up getting the pressure, creating a bad throw, and with a big interception. I think that's Trav Bostic.
Defensive backs actually played really, really well.
Overall, defensive backs played well. Like I said, we as the coaches messed us up on the one. And we've got to do a better job as coaches in that situation. And here's Jamarcus Knight again on the play we'd run earlier down on the other end, and this time he's able to get in the end zone. And now we're cruising, playing good Dublin football. Here's a big sack by DeMarquio Walden causing a fumble. Unfortunately for us, made a bad decision. We turned around and had a interception for us right on the next play.
Good to see DeMarquio getting.
Oh, yeah. DeMarquio is starting to get in shape. I thought yesterday, conditioning-wise, watching him run around out there was much, much, much better. They end up right here. I think this is the one after the big sack. They snap it over the punter's head. We end up getting the safety. That finished out our scoring for the night, I think, as we hit 38. Here's another good run off the edge. So that kind of finished it up, or 37-13. 37 points in the second half. If we could have done that in the first half, we wouldn't have had to sweat it out so much. But again, East Lawrence got a good football team. I think they're coached well. They got good athletes. And I was just so proud of the way that our young men held their composure when we were shooting bullets at our feet. Obviously, we must not have hit them, but we were sure trying to shoot ourselves in the foot. But a great night of football, good win. We'll come back off this break. We can talk about what's coming up this week for homecoming in Jefferson County.
Coach, we'll take a break and we'll come back with some more Dublin football.
Optim Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optim's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
It is almost hunting season, and that means it's time for you to already be shopping with Roach Farm and Garden. Everything you need for your feed plots, everything you need for your deer stands, everything you need, period, for the fall, you can get at Roach Farm and Garden. Salt licks, camo, trail cams, everything you need. Go check them out at Roach Farm and Garden at the River Bridge. Support your friends at Roach Farm and Garden as they support the Dublin Fighting Irish and our local community. Go Irish, and go to Roach Farm and Garden.
When you're part of a team, your loyalty is to each other, working together for the customer. Customer satisfaction is not a sometime thing, It's an all-time thing.
Turn it up, let's go. Yes, sir.
You don't service vehicles right once in a while. You service them right all the time. So let's get out there and get these customers rolling. We love helping our customers as much as we love football. So let us be your team, Bubba's Tire Center.
Woo!
It's football season, and just like your favorite team, Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan's success is built on our teamwork.
Here, Mr. Jones, here's your tune-up parts. Thank you.
Chevy or GMC, we've got your trucks.
I might not have been a great ball player back in the day, but one thing about it, Don sells cars pretty good here at Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan.
The best in high school sports coverage in the state of Georgia is known by one name, the GSHA All Access. Tune in right here weekly to stay current with player profiles, coaches' conversations, and what's happening at GHSA Sports. The GHSA All Access. Right here. Presented by Powers Media Network.
Optim Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optim's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
And we're back. Coach, coming off the victory over East Lawrence, we're going to jump right into one of these things that the head coaches don't like, and that's a homecoming week. We do have Jefferson County coming into the Shamrock Bowl over here, and as we always know, they bring some athletes when they come, and then you've got the homecoming things going on with the kids, so it's going to be a lot to get ready for, I would say.
The whole schedule changes up this week during the academic day with things going on around the homecoming stuff. And, we talked last night at the Booster Club meeting. Routine, I think, has a lot to do with the success that our football team has, is having a consistent pattern of things that you're going to do and how you want to go about doing them. And so homecoming week creates a lot of those distractions. But, we always tell our young men we really have one responsibility on the week of homecoming, and that's to make sure that we find a way to win a football game and the people leave the stadium
keep the fans happy,
proud of being Dublin Irish. And, so Jefferson County coming in, they're 0-4. They're a football team that's been down for a couple of years. From an athletic standpoint, they're going to pass the look test. They have physical size. They have skill in positions. They always have good speed. The young man that's their bell cow wears number 0. He plays quarterback for them. He's their leading rusher. He's their leading passer. He's almost, for a lack of a better word, it's almost like he is a wildcat quarterback. People that have a standard quarterback, then they bring somebody else in because they're going to run a lot of what I would call
they run a spread?
Uncharacteristic offensive formations.
Okay.
They do a lot of things formationally to try to get you out-leveraged and out-flanked on the perimeter. And they love to run the sweep game, whether it be what people call pin and pull out of the spread look. It's, sort of a buck sweep type thing that would mirror what we do in our offense. They like to just run a lot of quarterback sweep. Power lead, got 4 guys out in front of him, and he's headed to the edge. And then off of that, it'll look like the run play, but the receivers will try to just run by a DB because they think it looks just like the run play. So,
different to get ready for.
A little bit different in the scheme at what they're doing. They will spread you out and go empty like we saw last week with 5 wideouts and just a quarterback back there. So there's a lot of condensed, unbalanced bunch formation looks, and the next thing you know, you're playing against 5 wide. So it makes you have to defend everything. Now, when you look at them from a defensive standpoint, the guy is very familiar, the head football coach is familiar with our program to a great degree because he was a defensive coordinator for years at Washington County. And when we weren't playing Washington County on the regular season, we were always working with them during the summer.
We were.
Because of the respect and the understanding that going against those guys are going to make you a better football team. Well, they feel like they have a great understanding of the wing tee. I can recall back one day working in the summer out here and him telling his kids, I told y'all this stuff is easy to defend, and, maybe it is. So we need to go out and see if we can create a little confusion for them and do some good things for us offensively.
And I think in previous years, if you've gone over there and expecting to see one defense, and he's come out in a total different defense.
See, you're stealing the thunder. I told you that at the Booster Club meeting last night. No, they, every single snap we've watched them on film this year, and that's through 4 games, except when they got in the goal line. They've been in an even front, meaning there's no nose man. They're a 4-4 football team that wants to play man coverage, nobody deeper than 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, and those DBs are getting involved in the run game. They do a very good job with that. Now, the last 2 weeks, they've played nothing but zone. You haven't seen any man-to-man, and they've been in their 4-4 look. They did the same thing last year, but when they showed up, when we went to Jefferson County to play, they were in a 3-5, man-to-man, everybody up on the line of scrimmage. So obviously for us, we're prepping.
A lot of preparation, I guess.
We're having to prep for both fronts. Thank goodness we've seen the 4-4 look a bunch this year already, and then last week, although it was not a 5-3, it was a 50 front. 50. So a lot of the things, I thought our kids handled both the fronts very well yesterday in practice.
Right. Coach, with all being said, I think we need to have a good crowd to come out. I expect a good crowd, good weather again for homecoming. Jefferson County coming in. Booster Club's going to have a really big tailgate over there, probably starting about 12 o'clock Friday afternoon.
The cook is in the house.
Yeah, huh? Chef Ron's going to be back in the house cooking again, so we want to invite everybody to come out to the Shamrock Bowl. Tickets will be, I'm sure, Go Fan.
Go Fan only.
Right. We'll invite everybody to come out to the Shamrock Bowl for a big victory, hopefully against Jefferson County when they come in. Coach, we'll come back next week and we'll have highlights from Jefferson County. Go Irish.
Go Irish.
Optim Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optim's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.
It is almost hunting season, and that means it's time for you to already be shopping with Roach Farm and Garden. Everything you need for your feed plots, everything you need for your deer stands, everything you need, period, for the fall, you can get at Roach Farm and Garden. Salt licks, camo, trail cams, everything you need. Go check them out at Roach Farm and Garden at the River Bridge. Support your friends at Roach Farm and Garden as they support the Dublin Fighting Irish and our local community. Go Irish and go to Roach Farm and Garden.
When you're part of a team, your loyalty is to each other, working together for the customer. Customer satisfaction is not a sometime thing, It's an all-time thing.
Turn it up, let's go. Yes, sir.
You don't service vehicles right once in a while. You service them right all the time. So let's get out there and get these customers rolling. We love helping our customers as much as we love football. So let us be your team, Bubba's Tire Center.
It's football season, and just like your favorite team, Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan's success is built on our teamwork.
Here, Mr. Jones, here's your tune-up parts. Thank you.
Chevy or GMC, we've got your trucks.
I might not have been a great ball player back in the day, but one thing about it, Don sells cars pretty good here at Dublin Chevy GMC Nissan.
The best in high school sports coverage in the state of Georgia is known by one name, the GSHA All Access. Tune in right here weekly to stay current with player profiles, coaches' conversations, and what's happening at GHSA Sports. The GHSA All Access. Right here. Presented by Powers Media Network.
Optim Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. If you've delayed your care, we want to reassure you we're prepared for you. Optim's commitment to safe, high-quality care is stronger than ever.